Rashaad, first, I want to thank you and your wife, man, for supporting the show. That really warms my heart to know that that show brings people together like that, families together, couples together, and also something that people can enjoy by themselves. But it's really gratifying as an artist to know that you're a part of something that really brings people together like that. So
Definitely.
thank you first and foremost.
Damn, Q. Baby, you did that.
What up, what up, what up, man? It's your boy Shaad. Shad Vs Everybody podcast. Voice of Detroit. Motherfucking podcast MVP in this motherfucker, man.
The champ is here! The champ is here!
What's up, man? It's your boy Shaad. Shad Vs Everybody podcast, episode 264. And you can see, this dude don't really need an introduction, man, but I'm gonna do it anyway. We got an actor, we got a writer, producer, singer. Hey, man, he can cook too, man. I seen it. You know what I'm saying? This dude played Michael Jackson, man. He been in some of your favorite movies, some of your favorite TV shows ever. We got Mr. Jason Weaver in the building, man. How you doing?
Hey man, what's up, Shad? I'm happy to be here, brother. And
Man.
thank you for the kind intro, man. I'm glad to be here talking on Shad versus everybody today, man.
Yeah,
Big
man, for
fan.
sure. For sure. And I appreciate you coming on, man. And me and my wife was excited, man, when you had responded back to us. I'm like, oh shit, Jason Weaver responded.
Oh yeah, man. Nah, I always I keep my ear to the street, especially with independent journalists and relatively new voices that are out there,
Mhm.
that are keeping people informed and also, giving people like myself an opportunity to stay connected.
Mhm.
My support group and my base and people that have been rocking with me. So, I just appreciate y'all, allowing me to come on y'all's platform and just have a cool conversation, bro.
For sure. Now we start every episode with a salute me while I'm here. A lot of times we wait for people to pass away before we give them their flowers instead of, tell them how we love him or her while he's still here in the flesh. Is there anybody or anybody's that you would like to salute, today and just give them their flowers while they can still receive them?
Ah, man, that's easy. That definitely goes to my mom. I try to tell her that every day, man. But so much of well, of course, just my very existence in itself,
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, is partly responsible, and due to my mother. But just, my upbringing and her ability to help guide me, not only through life, but this crazy industry, they've seen so many people go through it and not come out on the other side. um to have the kind of love and support and nurturing that I got from her, man. Like, I'm sure she may see this interview at some point, but mom, I love you. Thank you so much. I'm definitely giving you your flowers in that regard. um because yeah, I really wouldn't be here if it weren't for her.
No, for sure, for sure. And while we on there, I'm glad you mentioned the industry and stuff like that, man. Like a lot of times we see child stars, grow up and for some reason they go off the rails. You know what I'm saying? They just,
Yeah.
if it's just I don't know what it is, but a lot of our child stars don't grow up to be how we want them to be. What was the reason for you? You've been in this game since you was 5 years old. You've been doing things on
Mhm.
commercials, TV shows, like we said. What kept
Mhm.
you? What kept you straight? What kept you level headed and just saying on a positive way?
You know what, it was a collective of different things. I think first and foremost it was like the power of prayer.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? And not only, those prayers going up on my behalf for my mom, but it was my grandmother, my aunties, like, the men in my family, my own father, you know what I'm saying? The people in my community, my neighborhood, um, my church. It was a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, praying for me on my behalf to keep me protected and praying that I would be guided correctly and taught the right way and to also remember, where I came from and what I represent and recognizing how truly unique and blessed I've been throughout the course of my life to not only be in the business but to through creative expression be able to connect with people and influence people in a positive way. So, I attribute, I guess you could say, kind of my success story of navigating through the industry, being a former, child performer, is that, and definitely my mother, and and just my the relationship that I have with the people in my life that I really, really value, people that grew up with me,
mm,
the people that really, really know me, who
mm,
care and have cared enough about me in the past to pull my coattail
mm,
when they may have seen that I was going down a trajectory where I could potentially harm myself, you know what
For
I'm
sure.
saying, or embarrass myself, or put myself in a position where it could cause irreparable damage to where I wouldn't have a career, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, and keep going and maintain. So nah, man, and you know, I will give myself a little bit credit. I've been blessed with good common sense, you know,
Yeah.
and I trust my instincts and or my intuition um and when something doesn't feel right or energy doesn't feel right or a person or people don't feel right, I know how to gracefully exit out of a room, you know what I'm saying, and go my separate way and live to see another day, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. How was you able to still, or if you was able to still be a kid? Because like you say, at 5, you know, what I'm saying, I know you doing commercials as early, like we doing things with Pepsi, with McDonald's. Then you get a
Mhm.
little older, and you know, what I'm saying, you on Thea. People forget about
Mhm.
Thea, man. You know, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But how would you able to still, you know, what I'm saying, be in the business, but still be a
Mhm.
kid at the same time and not, you know, grow up too fast?
That's a great question. I think it was just balance.
Hmm.
In life, that's the one thing that I've come to really understand, especially as I've gotten older and matured over the years. Life truly is a yin and a yang. It's about maintaining a balance, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And that's something that my mother again introduced me to and instilled in my life. It was like, you know, once I get through working on set or audition or whatever, I was going back to our neighborhood,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying, with my friends and with my family. I was still going to Sunday service, you know, at Trinity on 95th, you know what I'm saying? Like I was still going to school when I wasn't working. So my mother made sure that I understood that yeah, this is your career and this is what you're doing in a professional capacity, but let's not forget you're still a child
Yeah,
and you still
definitely.
need guidance, and every once in a while you're going to bump your head, and because of that, that's why you really need to listen to me. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Especially growing up in a city like Chicago, like, you know, you really gotta stay on your toes, and you have to be aware of your surroundings and also be able to carry yourself um where people respect you, but you know, it's not a thing where you being disrespectful or being
Yep.
cocky. You know, people in the city and people back home appreciate you know, when they respect the fact when you work hard, but you're not taking yourself too seriously and not
Definitely.
thinking that you're above everybody. You know what I'm saying? So,
For sure.
yeah, I've been able to, you know, successfully, you know, do that, and I thank God for that. You know,
For
my
sure.
ability to be able to relate to people and connect with people like that.
Yeah, man, definitely need those mothers in your head, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hell
Need
yeah, man!
for sure.
Absolutely,
Now,
absolutely.
we're gonna fast forward a little bit to the shy. That's
Hmm.
the reason why we doing this interview right now is because I got caught crying. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right. I remember that clip.
So you
Yeah.
know, the shy is a show that you know you watch with your lady. Me and my wife watch the show. It's one of those
Uh-huh.
shows. If I watch it by myself, she gonna be mad. If she watch it by herself, I'm gonna get upset. It's a
That's
family
dope.
thing, you know what I'm saying?
That's dope. I
So
love
on the
that.
episode that we was on, that you know, you received the crib from Donnell.
Yeah.
He gave you the crib and stuff like that. And
Mm.
I don't know, man. I think because my mother had she passed away and years ago.
Sorry.
But I felt like when my
Okay.
mom passed away, I got like I started getting emotional about certain things. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Mhm.
watching
Mhm.
that show and I see the scene and I just know everything you've been through because you came in season 4, episode 2. And
Yeah.
we seen how you progressed over the years and over the seasons and stuff, and just that whole little moment, it just showed everything, you know, saying finally coming to, you know, coming right for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
so talk about that scene, man. Just talk about the character and how, you know, you come in season 4, you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
you a little rough around the edges, and then, you know, season
Mhm.
8, during that little moment you get the crib, you just a whole different shot.
Absolutely. Rashad, first, you know, I want to thank you and your wife, man, for supporting the show. That really warms my heart to know that that show brings people together like that, families together, couples together, and also something that people can enjoy by themselves. But it's really gratifying as an artist to know that you're a part of something that really brings people together like that. So
Definitely.
thank you first and foremost. But to answer your question, um, you know, I think Shad is so relatable as a character because everybody goes through ups and downs in their lives,
Mm-hmm.
you know, especially black people, and even more in particular, black men, and
Mm-hmm.
the levels of adversity that, you know, we encounter throughout the course of our lives when just trying to, you know, establish ourselves in the world and try to provide for ourselves and our families. And, you know, and some of the decisions that some of us make don't always serve us well and put us in a position where we kind of get set behind the eight ball, even further behind the eight ball. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yep.
And in Shad's case, the way that he was written as a character, that was the story of just a lot of our contemporaries, a lot of our brothers out here that are just trying to navigate through life. And I think what allowed people to connect with him is the fact that they saw, number one, that he was genuinely trying. His
Yep.
heart was always in the right place. You know what I'm saying? In spite of whatever um, uh, things he may have gone through in the past or whatever time that he served being incarcerated, even with all of that
Yep.
and the mistakes that he made, I think people could, and the writers did a brilliant job at that of building a character that allowed you to see his heart and allow you to see his willingness and his enthusiasm to want to be a productive member of that community and of society overall.
Mm-hmm.
And then, just seeing his relationships with the women that were in his life.
You had a lot of them.
um yeah, he had a lot of them, but seeing his challenges of navigating through those and dealing with the power dynamics, the different power dynamics that existed in all of those different relationships, and how those women, those black women, helped to even shape and mold him to become the man and the character that he ultimately became, as we exited the show. It's just, I think it was just masterfully written, how Lena and the rest of the staff were able to, with that character in particular, tell that story.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm honored that I was given an opportunity to portray a character like that had, so many different layers to it. As an actor, that's something that the kind of role that you kind of dream for, um to have that and to be able to do it for 4 seasons.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Like I said, I don't know what it was. I was trying to hold it in, man. I was trying to hold it in, but it just like it just hit me. She like, "Did you cry?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm crying."
Hey, and you know what? And what I love about that too, man, not only with that character, but with the show, the moments that it gave us, man, because it was moments that I had, what I'm
Yeah.
saying, on set, portraying a character where I got emotional
Mm-hmm.
and where I was shedding real tears, man. And and it was I think for me as a man, as a black man, that's therapeutic, man.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to express yourself like that and to be in a safe environment too, where you're not being judged and where, people can kind of relate to what you're feeling at that time and support you
Mm-hmm.
as you processing all of those feelings. Like, I think that's something too that the show was able to successfully do, was allow us as a black community to have conversations with one another
Yep.
in a safe space where we could get to the root of the situation, whether it had to do with mental health issues, whether it had to do with LGBTQ plus issues, whether it had to do with police reform or community issues, like all of that stuff, man. It allowed us, as a people and as a culture, to, I think, really be open, more open to
Definitely.
having those kind of conversations based on the subjects that we were kind of tackling on the show. So that's another great thing about the show that I was honored to be a part of.
You guys definitely did a good job covering all those things, and it's one thing I never really heard nobody talk about. With the character Reg, Reg
Mhm.
really didn't, what I'm saying, get emotional to the end when he wanted to connect with his brothers, and then he took the fall, what I'm saying, for Trey.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
one character I seen that he always he respected. He always respected you. That y'all
Mhm.
didn't have a lot of time on camera together, but every time
Mhm.
y'all did come together, it was that respect. Like, okay, that's big bro. I'm never gonna go against him. He went against
Mhm.
everybody,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
he never went against Shaad. What was that like relationship with you and Reg, and why do you think he always had that respect for you as a character?
Oh man, that's a great question, because that's something. Shout out to Bart, as a matter of fact, who played Reg. He and I had many conversations about that too, like offset, as we were preparing for those scenes. And I think really what it was, the special relationship that those guys had, where it was just that mutual respect, is because Reg knew, or is known, that Shad has gone through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And Shad could have easily ended up being one of his ops, could have
Definitely.
ended up being one of those guys in the neighborhood that he would bump heads with, especially as it related to, any kind of street stuff. But I think he saw that Shad was serious about coming out as a reformed member of society. I think he saw that Shad genuinely loves his brothers or loved his brothers and were always there for them. And I think another thing too that maybe Reg saw in Shad was what he could possibly be
Yep, for sure.
if he gave himself a shot to like really go legit and not dabble in the street and really roll the dice on himself and on his destiny for real. I think that's something else that Reg respected, because I don't think he as a character was courageous or brave enough to take that step towards being that same productive member of society that Rashaad ended up being. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yeah, no, for sure. Now, with a show like The Shy, is a big show. It's one of those shows that's gonna get talked about forever. We're gonna be able to watch it, years on down the line, and our kids gonna grow up and watch it. It's something like you said you can relate to. I think
Yeah.
about that. I think about like because I watched The Shy and Snowfall around the same time, so I'm hurt that both of them
Okay.
gone. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Snowfall was a favorite of mine too. Yeah.
Yeah, but how as Jason Weaver, how do you move on? It's like when you put out that first album, it's hard to
Mhm,
move on to that second album. So you going from a show like The Shot is powerful. How do you
mhm.
move on to that next role? If that's a movie, if that's a TV show, are you a little nervous about living up to what you just saying got done with, or you just like no, I'm over that, I'm moving on to the next thing.
Nah, man. I mean, that's a great question, but for me personally, man, the fun of being in this business and the fun of being an artist, I should say, more than being in a business. But the fun of being an artist is that uncertainty of not knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing what God is going to bring into your life next, what new opportunity you're going to be allowed to walk into that will help you tell an extraordinary story that could touch people and that could move people. It's that air of uncertainty, I think that drives all of us as artists. And that's just a part of the excitement of it, is being able to go on this journey, and encounter and try to tackle these characters that maybe you normally didn't even see for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
but somebody saw that you maybe had the potential to pull it off, and gave you an opportunity. And then also as well, we're in a new age of the entertainment industry now, particularly in film and television, where our industry is downsizing tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us are leaning back on like independent filmmaking now, giving ourselves, like betting on ourselves and kind of charting our own course and blazing our own trail and creating our own destiny, and not necessarily putting our lives and our careers in the hands of Hollywood and executives and the hierarchy, if you will, of
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood. And so, although I'm still very much an active member of the traditional Hollywood society, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaning more towards creating independent projects and producing projects that will allow me to not only provide more opportunities for myself, but also for other artists around me that I feel deserve an opportunity to allow their talent to be amplified and seen. So, one of the things that I'm doing now moving forward, I just recently partnered up with 85 South,
Oh,
my
that's
good
dope.
friends over there. I'm
Yeah.
launching a late night talk show with them called Leave It to Weaver.
Mm-hmm.
So, think like the old Arsenio Hall show with 106 in Park, that will also have a live chat component attached
Okay.
to it. You know
Okay.
what I mean? So it'll be live studio audience, live band, guests, musical guests, comedians, influencers, the whole nine. It'll be a full-fledged show that's shot right down here in Atlanta.
For sure.
That's
Hey.
something that I'm doing. I'm
Oh
sorry, go
no. Go ahead.
ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's something that I'm doing independently and launching with 85 South on their channel.
No,
So
that's
those are the
dope.
kind of
That's
things that
dope.
I'm doing now.
Yeah, you gotta bring me on like how Varnell Hill did Martin.
Nah, man, you definitely got to come on, because I was saying that too. That's something I've been talking about with the guys at 85, man. It's like, the platforms that you all provide to us, as podcasters and vloggers, and I want Leave It to Weaver to be able to be a home for you guys as well, to where we can learn more about you all and
Mhm.
your brand and what you all are aspiring to do, continuing on. You know what I'm saying? So no, I think moving forward, this new age of entertainment and independent content creation is something that I'm investing a lot of my time, money, and resources into in relationships. And I'm excited to see what the future holds, man. Like, I think the possibilities are endless. And, with God on my side, first and foremost, and the continued support that I have from my people and other people who like my work and enjoy it, I think we're gonna be
Yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Can't wait to see it. We
Thank you, man.
speaking on the shot, man. What was that show for you growing up that it was like it was hard for you to see go? Like what I'm saying, like I said, I
Oh
mentioned
man.
Snowfall, I mentioned Shot. What was that show that you still watch now? Like what? Hey, y'all need to still be watching this show. This is my stuff.
For me as a kid, it was the Cosby Show.
Okay.
Definitely the Cosby Show and like Different World as a kid. As I began to get older and started actually studying TV, shows like The Sopranos, The Wire,
Hmm.
um, Oz, um, what else, man? It's a few like hour long, dramas that I just thoroughly enjoy, just period, but that I also study not only the stuff that was done behind the lens, but the stuff that was done in front of the lens, studying the actors. Um, Definitely The Sopranos, one of those shows where I was hoping like they would eventually come back. A lot of the original cast, they've transitioned over now.
Hmm.
So that's definitely not going to be the same. We're not going to get that again. But um, shows like that, and definitely The Wire, which I
Yeah, for
feel
sure.
is the best show ever created for television. Like,
Yeah, man.
and I
It
go
took me
ahead.
10 years. It took me 10 years to finally watch The Wire, man.
What,
Yeah, when it first came out,
bruh?
it took me. And then when I started watching, I'm like, why didn't I even watch this when it first started? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I fell off.
Man,
I was,
The Wire had me hooked, bruh. Had
no,
me
no, for
hooked.
sure, for sure, for sure. 5 great seasons of The Wire, man. And the sad part at the end, I almost cried on that when I was young though, was when you saw the young boy turn into the new crackhead. Like,
Yeah.
God damn.
Yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
that was
So
hurtful,
nah,
man.
it's been some good television, a good programming has been on, and I'm glad that at least for the culture, the shy fits within that that Mount Olympus, if you will, of shows that we've come to appreciate and love as a culture over the many years and many seasons. So now it's been an honor to be a part of Shy.
For sure. Now, hey man, I know one call away you was on the hook.
Yeah.
They played that song, in the episode. I know the young
Mm.
kids probably be like, hold on, he's singing too. Like, what you had any new fans ask you about music just off that, saying episode?
Oh yeah, yeah. Once the younger generation found out like that was my voice
Hmm.
on the song, you had a lot of the young fans of the show that was circling back around and like, oh Unc, I didn't know that was you, man. Like, man,
Yeah.
I love that record. I remember my older sister, my mama, whatever, like they like that record. So no, it's dope, man.
Yeah.
Again, that's one of the things as artists that's really, really gratifying and rewarding. Is if you able to be a part of works of art, a piece of art that are viewed as timeless,
Hmm.
that kind of just go along with people in their lives over the course of them, and for people to circle back around and express appreciation, for the work that was done, man, that's just what it's all about for me, man. So
Yeah.
I love it, man. All of the interactions that I get, positive and even negative. Like, even if you just got an opinion about it, like
Yeah.
it's cool because at least I know that you listened to it and considered it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Cause see,
So
when
I'm open to it all.
I used to be on the couch, man, MTV jams, what I'm saying? It was jam of the week,
Yeah,
like,
man.
cause we coming from you watching you on Smart Guy, like, hold on, he on the hook. And then, what I'm saying? Like, 'cause
Yeah.
my wife, unfortunately, she had a crush on Chingy. So then
Okay.
she loved
Okay.
that song, what I'm saying? But I'm always been a fan of yours, since I was a youngin'.
Thanks,
You
man.
actually dropped the album, in 95. You
Mhm.
had this one song in particular called On Top of the Hill. Is
Mm.
Robin Thicke is on that song, right? As a composer,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Robin wrote that. He wrote and produced the vocals,
Mhm.
and my cousin Tricky Stewart, who also produced Umbrella for Rihanna and
Mhm.
Single Ladies for Beyonce and a few other like huge records. He produced that record.
Yeah.
So yeah, Robin Thicke and my cousin Tricky back in the day did a lot of work together. This is before both of their careers like really took off. This is when they were kind of like, emerging as
Hmm.
dominant producers and writers in the game. And yeah, man, had the pleasure and the honor of working with Robin, real cool guy,
Yeah.
amazing vocalist and performer. And then getting a chance to work with my cousin on that
Mhm.
song. It was dope. It was a
Yeah.
dope experience. Yeah.
Now with that song, how important in a relationship is it to get things done right the first time? You know what I'm saying? Because with that song, it's talking about, you know what I'm saying? You talk about the song, but with that song, I compare it to a relationship. You know, of course it's about relationship, but how important is it to get the relationship right at first and not be like, oh, I messed up. I had a good one. Now I got to come back and try to fix things, but she might have moved on.
Well, I mean, again, even when I did that record, I was so young. So I've learned
You was
since.
making grown music at like 17. Like,
Yeah, I was making grown music, man. But I've learned since then that so much of the success of a relationship is being able to still see one another and love and appreciate one another after you've made natural mistakes that we all make as human beings.
mm,
So much of being in a successful relationship is two people being able to meet in the middle and be willing to understand one another and still be there for one another in spite of whatever differences they may have experienced, or whatever differences they may have just as far as their personalities.
mm.
So um as meaningful as that song was to me back then, being young and not having that much experience in love, if you will.
Exactly.
uh
Yeah.
I'm glad to say that as I've grown and matured, I know that a relationship is a little bit more deeper than that. I don't think there's any such thing as just doing it right the first time. You got to just try to do it right every day. And
Exactly.
when you fall short of each other's expectations, still be able to extend the grace and the love to be able to still see the beauty in one another and come back to the middle and keep going and keep trying.
For sure. That's that real love, man. Real love.
That's the real, man, because I've been around for a while, man. I got two kids, man. Like, I've been in relationships, like,
Mhm,
and I understand. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? There's no such thing as perfect. It's really just about, what I'm saying, really accepting and loving one another. Now, that being said, don't accept disrespect and toxicity and manipulation and all that. I'm talking about a healthy relationship in a sense
For
when you
sure.
guys are having differences. Like, but yeah, that's just my
Yeah.
personal feeling on it.
That healthy relationship when you all can cry and watch Shaad, you know what I'm saying, get his crib.
Like what y'all got,
For
exactly,
sure.
man. Where you can get, where you feel safe to cry and you get comforted at the end of it, bro.
Yo,
That's healthy.
hold me, Shaad. You know, he got his crib, hold
Exactly, exactly.
me.
That's
No, for
love,
sure.
bro.
While we speaking on music, man, if you had to describe yourself to someone wanted to get to know Jason Weaver, but you can only play a song or an album that's gonna help describe you. What song or album or artist would help best describe Jason Weaver?
Ooh, wow. That's a great question.
Hey man, I try. You know, I've been watching you for a while. I don't want to watch. You know, ask the same typical questions, man.
Oh man, I would probably say well, any one of Stevie Wonder's like early works too, like Songs in the Key of Life, or
Okay.
like just Inner Visions, like albums like that really are just about love and acceptance and trying to make it through. And like, albums like What's Going On, because I'm at
Mm,
a point in my life too where, as a father, as the head of my household, as the head of my family, I'm weighing so many different things that are going on in the world and trying to, at the best of my ability as an adult, as a man, to protect my family, to guide my family, to provide for my family, to try to leave the world in a better place than, how it was, prior to me getting here or arriving here. Um, so yeah, albums like that, and artists that view life and creativity from that lens, and willing to tell stories from that perspective. That's what I relate to.
got you,
I
got you.
and I'm not really I'm not really into the hip hop like that anymore.
Hmm.
um I've kind of grown out of that, and it's a reason why. It's because I've just matured, and hip hop and the messaging is a little bit more youthful and a little bit more surface level, some
For
hip
sure.
hop. the more
Yeah,
popular. You know what I mean?
definitely,
But that's
definitely.
why I tend to like, kind of listen to the legends like the Marvins and the Stevies and the Donny Hathaways and the Curtis Mayfields and those are the guys that really speak to me in my spirit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
good music, man. Good
Good
music.
music, great music.
Yeah, you mentioned your kids, man. That's something you know. You is an age gap between that first kid and the second kid. I
Hmm.
got a nice little age gap myself. My son is 20. My other son is 10. So it's like
Okay,
it's an
okay.
age gap. You got a babysitter.
Yes,
but
yes.
how are you different as a father with your oldest son now with your youngest son?
Oh man, it's so funny because my family and I we were just talking about that at my cousin's wedding recently. And I will say this, there's no difference as far as like the amount of love that I
Mm,
have for them. Because I love them both the same. They're my boys. But I think my approach to parenting is a little bit different now. Just based on the fact that I've had more life experience. Um, the world has evolved in the way that it has. There are more tools available, I think, to parents to allow us to be better nurturers and better guides. Um, when my first son was born, Jalen. Hey, Jalen, what's up, buddy? I love you. He's 25 now, but when he was first born, um, I was young. I think I was like 20 or 21.
yeah.
So I was really just coming into my manhood, really just coming into my adulthood, and there were still some things that I was trying to work out and navigate through as a man.
Hmm.
So there was a lot of growing together that my first son and I had in my
Okay.
experience with parenting. I'm still a dad. Don't get it
Yeah,
twisted. It
for
wasn't
sure.
like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
best friend, brother, but no, it wasn't none of that. I was his
Yeah.
father. He's my son, but I was still a young man at that time. So there was so many different things that I was working through that he was able to see,
Hmm.
in real time, which I think is one of the reasons why he's such the mature and great kid that he is now and smart and understanding, and wise as he is, because he was really able to see a lot of things that I experienced as a young man. Um, to where he didn't make the same decisions in his 20s, right?
Yep.
Or he's not making the same decisions. Um, with my youngest son, River, hey
Hmm.
buddy, he just turned 10 months.
Okay.
And with that experience of being a father to a baby in this day and age, based on the fact that I've had experiences that I've learned from, but also I now rely on tools and information, useful information,
Hmm.
from things that I either research or having conversations with other parents or other men, other fathers in particular that I respect.
Hmm.
And I know that I could take their word and apply it to something. You dig what
Oh,
I'm saying?
for sure.
So, it's different. But me personally, I love being a father. Fatherhood for me has been the greatest gift that God has ever given me. Skip a
Hmm.
career, any of that. This
Yep.
trumps being a father trumps all of that.
Yeah.
And it's helped me grow in so many different ways. It's helped me to have a stronger relationship with God, with my creator. Um, it's allowed me to lean on my faith more.
Hmm.
It's humbled me because there have been times where I didn't have the answer, Sway, and I
for,
really, you know what I'm saying, and I
for sure.
really had to, I had to rely on prayer and meditation and calm and peace in order to navigate through it, what I'm saying, for myself and my family. So the role of being a father has served me in so many different ways. I can't even count them or even express in the words what being a father has done for me.
For sure, for sure. Now I don't want to hold you too long, man, because I know I ain't got you for
Mm,
so much, time. But I do
mhm,
want to ask you while we stay on the age thing. 47-year-old Jason Weaver. I know you just had birthday last month.
mhm.
What would that conversation be like with your 18-year-old self? How would that conversation go? If y'all could have a podcast with each other,
Mm.
how would that conversation go? What would be some things that you would like to, tell him?
That's, man, great question. Another one. I would tell my younger self, man, just run your race. and
Mm,
enjoy every moment. Run your race. Don't be worried about what everybody else is doing, because what's for you and what's meant for you is going to be yours. And there's nothing that anybody can do about it. That's
mm,
between you and God. You know what I'm saying? So run your race
for sure.
and have fun doing it and be carefree and don't put too much pressure on yourself. Like, and don't put too much pressure on other people around you. Understand that other people around you, they don't think like you. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna make mistakes too, but extend grace where grace should be extended.
Mm,
Be forgiving. You know what I'm saying? Learn to let go. Don't hold grudges. You know what I'm saying? And just run your race, man. And
for
be
sure.
content within thy own self. Like, you know what I mean? It ain't about the money. It ain't
Mm-hmm.
about being seen. It ain't about cars. It ain't about what the desires of the flesh. It's about what God gave you as a blessing to be a blessing to others. And if you
Definitely.
just walk that path, everything will naturally come to you.
For sure, for sure. And you know, it's funny, man, because I work a midnight job, and I, in the morning, because my wife is a teacher and my kids at school, so that's my alone time. I watch
Mm-hmm.
my little interviews. I watched you on Art or Dialogue, and it was a
Mm-hmm.
great interview, great interview. But I had said to myself, I ain't to my producer. My producer's my uncle. I'm like, hey
Mm-hmm.
man, I say I'm gonna have Jason Weaver on the podcast one day. And I'm like, God, it took me a cry for me to get this dude on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? But that
Hey
was a
man, but you know what? You see how God worked though? It
exactly,
all came
exactly,
together, man. All you had to do
exactly.
was just get a little emotional.
For sure, for sure. We can end it off on this, man. When it go to you picking these roles, I feel like
Mhm,
you are very mindful of what you want to choose. You know what I'm saying? When it go from, like I said, with Smart Guy, you being, a single dad with 3 kids, you know what I'm
mhm,
saying? You
mhm,
go from like, come on, Michael Jackson. That's you ain't gotta explain that, you know what I'm saying? Then you go from
mhm,
ATL, that's where, the kids can relate to it. Lottery ticket, you
mhm,
get the younger version like a Friday, the
mhm,
Shaad. Now you got something that's gonna be impactful for forever. Are you
mhm.
mindful of these roles and know that, hey, this is gonna change? Like, I'm not just taking any type of role. I'm taking like specific roles that's gonna, impact people.
Oh yeah, nah. As much as we as actors, we just want to keep working. That's
Mm,
the thing. It's like you just want to keep working, but I think especially as black actors in particular, this goes for men and women. We have a duty and we have a responsibility with the kind of roles that we depict and that we play. Number one, it's not compromising to the collective agenda that we have as a people, as far as destroying negative narratives and stereotypes and things like that, and storylines that have kind of been like thrust upon us that are undeserving and unwarranted. Um, for me as a black male artist, I just feel that the roles that I take on should be challenging and they should be fun and they should allow me to be an artist, but they should also project a certain kind of strength as a black man, relatability. um I don't want the roles that I do where you should feel intimidated, or feeling like you're threatened in any kind of way. I like to present black men as who we are: loving fathers, great partners, protectors of our families and our communities, um, you know, great servants to our communities, great servants to just the global community,
mm.
um, culturally what we represent in the excellence in the way that we create the playing field for global pop culture. That was one of the things in Smart Guy that me and Omar were cognizant and aware of. It's like the kind of clothes that we wore and
Y'all was
the way that
fresh.
we presented ourselves. We wanted to be fresh. We don't want, we don't want that image of young black men just looking like whatever. Like we had to have the fresh cut. We had
Mm-hmm.
to have the fresh sneakers, like to show that, nah, man, like this is a black father, single father, raising his children in a moderately successful household.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Regular blue collar working class, but still providing for his children and still being able to give them the things that they want. They have to earn those things.
For
you know
sure.
what I'm saying, by being good kids and doing well in school or whatever, whatever. But to see a black father reward his children with not only just a roof over their heads, but being able to provide the little extras and things like that that make them feel confident about themselves. Like,
For sure.
you know, stuff like that. You are aware of as you continue on in your journey and in your career. And then especially when your people come up to you and they let you know
Yep.
that they
Yep.
see that they like, hey man, I respect the fact that y'all, you know what I mean? So as you continue on, you just naturally go, oh no, I can't do that
Mm.
because I know I got people watching me and I
Mm-hmm.
got a responsibility and a duty here. No, I'm not going to do that, sir. I'm going to have to respectfully decline. If that's going to be a problem, you know, we can amicably go our separate ways and I can, you know, hand in my resignation and keep it moving, whatever the
No,
case may be. But yeah, man, I think just for me, um, I've always known that the importance of that, and I'm gonna strive to continue to do that.
mm,
Not only in the things that I'm cast in, but also the things that I make and the content that I create and develop on my own. I'm still committed to that.
for sure, man. And like one last thing, man. We
Mm,
cousins, like Chicago and Detroit are like cousins, but we
for
gonna kill
sure.
y'all. The Lions gonna kill y'all this year, man. Hey,
Man, let me tell you something, man.
y'all took our coach, our offensive coordinator. Y'all doing our trick plays.
Let me tell y'all something. First of all, because y'all still got Dan Campbell over there, right?
For sure, for sure.
Okay, so shout out to Coach Campbell. Shout out to the Lions. Shout out to my man. What's the wide receiver, the German kid?
Oh, you talking about
Um,
J Bone?
Brown.
Me? No, say Brown. St.
St.
Brown.
Brown. That's
Yeah,
my guy. He
yeah,
nice. Yeah,
for
now,
sure,
granted, I got a lot of love and respect for Detroit, but
for sure.
man, we finna put them paws on y'all. Man, we have you heard about my training camp, bruh?
No, y'all been
Man,
doing. Hey,
they say Caleb snapping in that training camp, bruh.
man. So you trust Caleb?
Yeah. Do I trust him? Bro, let me tell you
Hey,
something. I'm don't even get me started. NFC North, NFC
hey,
North, it's already a lot. And I'm saying anybody in Green Bay too. If you seeing this, man, we putting them paws on y'all. We coming, bruh.
man.
We gonna
So
get the
look,
Lombardi this year.
no,
We
listen,
getting the
listen.
Lombardi.
We gonna finish. We gonna finish. The Detroit Lions gonna finish 13-4. You know what I'm saying? I think we gonna split with y'all. We gonna split with y'all. We gonna sweep Minnesota, and we probably split with Green Bay. But we gonna do our thing this year, man. It's gonna be
Y'all,
fun
y'all,
though.
y'all definitely gonna give Minnesota hell. Y'all may have an issue because see the one thing that y'all did that I was kind of tripping. I don't know why y'all sent David Montgomery down to Houston.
I was hurt about that. I was hurt about that, man. I'm not
I
gonna
wouldn't have
lie.
sent him down there, man. He was putting up yards for y'all on each carry. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That on and see like the
cause
kind of moves that
y'all let
y'all
him go
made.
first though.
We let him go first, but he was thriving in Detroit.
He was. He was.
So I wasn't mad. I was like, no, that's where he need to be. And then for y'all to send him to Houston, who did y'all pick up for doing that? Did
We
y'all get
got
anybody?
we got I think we got 2 draft picks, but our second running back now is Pacheco from Kansas City. So he's good, but he's not like we love David Montgomery in Detroit, man. We love him.
Yeah, yeah, David was doing it for y'all. But I mean, we gonna see, man. I think I agree with you, Shad. I think when it all boils down to it, it's gonna be between us
Hmm.
in the North. Um, but it's gonna be an interesting season. And you know, God forbid, if we don't go any further and y'all do, it ain't no love lost. You know what
For
I'm
sure,
saying?
for
Because
sure.
I got love for both of those teams. You know, both of those teams got great coaches, great players that are dedicated to, you know, the culture, to the city, to the program. So let the best team win. We'll
For sure.
see.
It's gonna be a tough. It's gonna be tough because our division right now are probably the best division in the NFL.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we
hands down. I mean, we our division is the talk of ESPN. Like
yeah,
we the most interesting ones. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
and
Especially in
I
the NFC.
and see, but see, as a Lions fan, it hurts when we lose because we've been losing for so long.
I know. I
It's
know,
like, come on,
man.
we went 0-16, man. You know how hard that was to watch every game. I watched every game.
Hey, bruh, let me tell you something. And I looked at y'all's hard knocks
Oh,
one season and I was just like, man, I want Detroit to get one, man. I mean, I feel for y'all, man, because y'all a real sports town.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So whether it's the Lions, the Tigers, with the Red Wings y'all got over there,
yeah.
like you know,
Pistons doing
y'all
better.
Pistons doing better. So like y'all a real town with a real sports team. So I always wish the best for Detroit. And
Man,
Detroit people are just cool anyway. Every time I go over there, man, y'all show love, man.
for
With
sure.
y'all Cartier glasses and all that, man.
Hey, you know you gotta keep the A's on, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, speaking of crime, my whole household was almost in tears when the Lions had lost to the 49ers. Boy, we was at halftime, we called everybody like, oh, we going to the Super Bowl. Like,
We thought y'all was going, man, because I was looking at Ha Ha Davis. I was looking at his man.
man,
And I was
man.
heartbroken for y'all. But y'all gonna get there, man. Y'all just keep going.
I'm
Detroit,
praying, man.
just keep believing, man. Y'all gonna be all right, man. Y'all
Man,
gonna
for
be cool.
sure.
But we gotta get it this year though, because I don't know how long we're gonna be able to keep Caleb. Because if
Yeah.
Caleb starts smelling in the air where it ain't no winning situation going over there, he gonna be gone.
Man, for
And I don't
sure.
want to see him do it with anybody else. We already lost on Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
Patrick
yeah, yeah.
Mahomes went over to
Yeah.
Kansas
Cause
City and
y'all had
got busy.
y'all got Mitch Trubisky, dog. Oh my God.
Oh my God, bro.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
did you hear the bulls in the draft when
Oh,
we drafted him?
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
bro,
Y'all
I
could
said
have
it
one
then.
in a lifetime type of quarterback with Mahomes, man.
Man, we could have been had a dynasty with him, man. I mean, everything happens for a reason. Kansas City, they got what they got. It is what it is.
Mhm.
But man, the possibility, and his daddy wanted him to come over there because his daddy was a former Cub.
Yeah,
So his
yeah.
daddy wanted him to come over there, and it was built for it. But
No, for sure, man, for sure. But man, I don't want to hold you too long, man. We already went over time a little bit, but
it's
man, I
all
want to
good.
appreciate you, bro. I want to salute everything you have done. You know, what I'm saying you've been in this career for a long time, man. You gave me and my wife and my family some good shows, some good movies. So I just appreciate you coming on my platform and chopping it up with us for a little bit.
Hey man, thank you, Shaad. I can't tell you how much the support from you and your family. It means a lot to me, brother. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I'm here after all of these years is from that kind of support that I get from people like y'all. So thank you. And thank you to everybody, you know what I'm saying, that tunes into your platform, whether I've met you in person or not. Man, I just want to just express my gratitude to everybody out there for continuing to support me and root for me and pray for me. And y'all just keep a lookout for me, man, on the things I got coming out in the future. So it's
For
been a
sure.
pleasure being on Shot versus everybody,
For
bro.
sure. Hey, if you ever in Detroit, man, hey, come on to the crib, man. Come to the basement, man. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
I'm gonna hit you up. I'm definitely gonna hit you up because I got family in Detroit too. So when I come up there, man, I'm gonna holler at you.
For sure, man. I appreciate you, man.